The 1970s was truly a golden age for American dining. Eating out back then was always filled with unforgettable memories, from the cozy atmosphere and classic menus to those joyful moments spent with family and friends. Today, we're taking a nostalgic look back at 25 forgotten restaurants from the 70s that we desperately wish we could visit again. Ready? Let's kick things off with our first restaurant. Sambo's. Sambo's was one of those casual breakfast spots where you could count on a good meal, friendly service, and a comfortable atmosphere. Founded in 1957 in Santa Barbara, California, by Sam Battistone Sr. and Newell Bonnet, Sambo's quickly became a fixture in American communities. They combined their names and unintentionally referenced a children's story that would later spark fierce controversy. Sambo's specialized in fluffy pancakes, juicy burgers, and classic comfort foods. Families flocked there for affordable meals and the colorful murals depicting scenes from Little Black Sambo. The place was always bustling, especially on weekend mornings, with families enjoying pancakes, eggs, and bottomless cups of coffee. Their carrot cake was a favorite for many, rich in flavor and just sweet enough. However, as the chain rapidly expanded to an astonishing 1,117 locations by 1979, trouble began to brew. The playful murals and name, once seemingly harmless, soon triggered protests and legal challenges over racial insensitivity. Combined with financial missteps, these issues sent the chain tumbling toward bankruptcy in 1981. Most Sambo's diners either shut down or changed ownership, marking the end of an iconic, though controversial chapter in American dining. The final restaurant in Santa Barbara endured until 2020, when renewed public outcry after the George Floyd protests finally compelled it to change its name, quietly closing the last page on Sambo's colorful, complicated legacy. Howard Johnson's. Howard Johnson's, with its signature orange rooftops, was once a household name across America in the 60s and 70s. When you saw that orange roof, you knew it was time to pull over. Their fried clams were always a favorite, crispy, golden, and full of flavor. The steak, however, wasn't quite as highly rated. Still, it was a comfortable place to grab a meal. Howard Johnson's wasn't just about the food. It was about those stops on long road trips where you could take a break and refuel before continuing your journey. Many of us remember those milkshakes and that familiar feeling. The real magic lay in their famous 28 flavors of ice cream, so creamy and delicious, some customers genuinely believed Howard Johnson himself invented ice cream. Though he never claimed to, he certainly perfected it. By the 1960s and 70s, Howard Johnson's proudly operated over 1,000 bustling locations nationwide, including both company-owned and franchise spots. Sadly, as years passed and competition intensified from fast food giants like McDonald's and Burger King, America's appetite shifted toward quicker, cheaper meals. The chain slowly dwindled, one location at a time, until 2022, when the very last Howard Johnson's in Lake George, New York, closed its doors forever. Loving the memories? Let us know by typing yes in the comments. We're just getting started. White Tower. Next on our list is White Tower. First dreamed up by John E. Sachs and Thomas E. Sachs in Milwaukee in 1926, and it quickly earned a place in America's heart. With their bright white fortress-style buildings gleaming under the sun and stainless steel counters polished to a spotless shine, White Tower promised cleanliness and tasty simplicity. Many of us can still picture Saturday afternoons with our dads, sliding into a booth, eagerly waiting for those miniature, perfectly square burgers to arrive, always hot off the griddle with soft buns and melted cheese. At its height in the 1950s, White Tower proudly boasted more than 230 locations nationwide. Yet trouble arrived early. In 1929, White Castle noticed the resemblance and swiftly took legal action, forcing White Tower to redesign its castles and pay royalties. Over the decades, despite attempts to adapt, the beloved chain struggled against fierce competition and changing tastes, quietly fading from neighborhoods one by one. Sadly, the last White Tower standing in Toledo, Ohio, met its final end in April 2022, after a devastating fire, closing the book on a nostalgic era of hamburgers, innocence, and simple joys. Burger Chef. Before fast food chains focused on speed, there was a place that made the experience even more fun. That was Burger Chef. Founded by Frank and Donald Thomas in 1954 in Indianapolis, Indiana, Burger Chef revolutionized the concept of fast dining. They introduced the triple threat, the nation's very first combo meal with a burger, fries, and a drink for just 45 cents. Burgers like the Big Chef and Super Chef also became iconic, attracting a large customer base. Burger Chef also pioneered the Works Bar, allowing customers to choose their own toppings. Notably, they introduced the Fun Meal, a kid's meal with a toy included, long before McDonald's ever dreamed of the Happy Meal. In 1970, Burger Chef was the second largest burger chain in the US, only behind McDonald's. By 1973, they had over 1,000 locations nationwide, even expanding into Canada. Their commercials were everywhere, and the bright orange and red sign meant a good meal. However, the 1980s brought turbulent changes as Burger Chef fell into the hands of General Foods and later Amasco owners of Hardee's. One by one, cherished Burger Chefs transformed into Hardee's locations, unable to withstand the fierce competition from giants like McDonald's and Burger King. In 1996, Burger Chef finally flipped its last patty, closing the book on a once-beloved American burger legacy. Sizzler. Sizzler was one of those places where you could treat yourself without spending too much. Del and Helen Johnson opened their first Sizzler family steakhouse in Culver City, California, in 1958, quickly winning hearts by serving juicy steaks at wallet-friendly prices. By the mid-1960s, the aroma of sizzling steaks and grilled seafood drew hungry families into over 100 locations, making Sizzler a household name across California. Their salad bar seemed endless with lettuce, cottage cheese, pudding, garlic toast, and the best part was you could go back as many times as you wanted. And of course, we can't forget the famous Malibu chicken. However, what many folks didn't know was that in the competitive frenzy of the 1980s, facing tough rivals like Outback Steakhouse and Red Lobster, Sizzler introduced a seemingly innocent salad bar. This salad bar quickly ballooned into a lavish buffet overflowing with fresh fruit, pasta salads, and countless sides gradually overshadowing the very steaks that made them famous. Ironically, their attempt at innovation backfired, compromising quality and hurting their reputation. By 1996, financial troubles forced Sizzler into Chapter 11 bankruptcy, leading to the closure of more than 130 restaurants. The Ground Round. The Ground Round was one of those places that became a fun family tradition. Do you remember when we could weigh ourselves as kids and our meal would cost 1 cent per pound? So, if you weighed 62 pounds, your meal would only be 62 cents. It was a quirky idea that added to the charm of the place, and let's not forget the peanut shells scattered all over the floor. Ground Round was where families could relax, eat, and enjoy a casual atmosphere, with TVs playing cartoons for the kids and plenty of great food options. Founded in 1969 by Howard Johnson, this restaurant brings back fond memories. Popcorn and peanuts before a delicious hamburger and fries, throwing peanut shells on the floor, watching cartoons, and getting ice cream in those little plastic baseball helmets. Birthday parties were a huge hit, with Bingo the Clown as the mascot. It was a great place where kids could even pay for their meal based on their weight, and you could get a great piece of beef for an affordable price. Many Ground Round locations have closed or changed ownership, but a few franchised locations are still operating in other parts of the country, now catering primarily to adults. Ponderosa Steakhouse. Ponderosa Steakhouse was a well-known chain back in the day. This was the first time many of us got to experience a real buffet, with countless food options that seemed to never end. Their steak, that was the highlight. Cooked perfectly, juicy, and always satisfying. And the salad bar that was a meal in itself. You could pick all your favorites, and there was always something new to try. In the 70s, Ponderosa was one of the most popular places to eat out. The buffet and great steaks made it a memorable dining experience. Founded in 1965, Ponderosa was named after the Ponderosa Ranch from the famous Bonanza TV show. At its peak in the early 1990s, there were over 700 Ponderosa locations. After years of fierce competition, Ponderosa and Bonanza Steakhouse merged under Metro Media. Today, Ponderosa still has a few operating locations in the US, though many others have closed or been converted into Red Lobster restaurants. Their menu included steaks, seafood, and chicken dishes, all served with buffet access. And let's not forget, they also had free soft drinks. Red Barn. For a place that offered more options, the Red Barn had its own unique appeal. Founded in 1961 in Springfield, Ohio, this fast food chain quickly became a favorite for burger lovers as America embraced fast food culture in the 1960s. Their Barnbuster burger went head-to-head with the Big Mac. Bigger, juicier, and somehow more delicious. And the fried chicken, crispy, flavorful, and always satisfying. So many people still remember the red and white box that held the chicken. shaped exactly like the barn-style restaurant. At a time when fast food was getting flashier, Red Barn kept things simple, and that's what made it great. It felt special, especially when you were a kid and everything tasted a little bit better. At its peak, Red Barn proudly boasted 400 restaurants across 19 states, as well as in Canada and Australia. They were even pioneers, introducing the popular Barnbuster Burger and one of the earliest self-service salad bars. However, the fun didn't last forever. Red Barn was acquired by City Investing Company in 1978. Sadly, their real estate interest overshadowed the burger business, leading to dwindling support and declining popularity. Eventually, franchises vanished one by one until the very last Red Barn closed quietly in 1988. Steak and Ale. Steak and Ale felt like a step up from the usual spots, a place that truly felt like a genuine restaurant. Many of us used to beg our parents to take us there for birthdays because it felt like the perfect spot for special occasions. The place had a cozy, dimly lit atmosphere, perfect for celebrations or a special evening out. The salad bar was always overflowing, the steaks were juicy, and you really felt like you were dining out, not just grabbing a quick bite. The prices were a bit higher than burger joints, but it felt totally worth it. It had an adult vibe that you'd remember long after the meal. Steak and Ale was founded by Norman E. Brinker in 1966 in Dallas, Texas, revolutionizing the casual dining scene. At its peak in the 1980s, this beloved steakhouse empire had expanded to nearly 280 bustling locations, winning hearts with its Kensington Club steak and groundbreaking unlimited salad bar. However, taste changed in the 1990s. Competition grew fierce, and even bold marketing moves and budget-friendly menu tweaks couldn't halt its decline. Eventually, in 2008, Steak and Ale served its last meal and quietly disappeared. Shakey's Pizza. How could you not think of Shakey's Pizza in the 70s? This was truly a hit when it came to pizza parlors. The pizza was delicious with a crispy crust and plenty of toppings, so every slice really tasted great. It wasn't a fancy restaurant, but the atmosphere was always relaxed and friendly. A lot of people, especially younger crowds, loved to hang out at Shakey's. It was a place where you could chill with friends, have a good time, and enjoy some tasty food. It was probably the most famous pizza spot of its time, always packed and always delicious. It all started in 1954 when Sherwood Shakey Johnson and his friend Ed Plummer opened the very first Shakey's Pizza Parlor in Sacramento, California. Walking through Shakey's doors meant stepping into a joyful world, filled with lively Dixieland jazz, bubbling laughter, and mouth-watering aromas of freshly baked pizza and crispy fried chicken. It quickly became more than just a restaurant. It was a gathering spot, where families celebrated birthdays and teenagers hung out, sharing pitchers of ice-cold beer. By the 1970s, Shakey's vibrant energy and irresistible menu fueled its expansion to nearly 350 bustling locations across America. But times inevitably changed, as pizza lovers discovered the convenience of delivery and consumer tastes shifted toward home dining. Shakey's festive atmosphere gradually lost its allure. Today, those unforgettable evenings filled with music, friendship, and pizza remain a cherished memory, echoing warmly in the hearts of those lucky enough to have experienced Shakey's at its lively best. Out of these restaurants, which one was your absolute favorite growing up? Let us know in the comments. Bob's Big Boy. Did you ever share fries and a shake with a smiling, oversized kid in red checkered overalls outside your local diner? Bob's Big Boy captured hearts and appetites alike, starting humbly in Glendale, California in 1936, when Bob Wien opened his modest burger stand known as Bob's Pantry. Just 6 months later, he created something magical, the legendary Big Boy Burger, a juicy double-decker masterpiece that soon became the soul of his growing empire. With its shiny chrome counters, checkered floors, and cozy booths, Bob's Big Boy effortlessly transported diners back to simpler days, becoming a beloved stop for families seeking hearty comfort food. At its peak in 1989, Bob's proudly welcomed hungry guests in over 240 locations nationwide. But success wasn't meant to last forever. After selling the brand to Marriott Corporation in 1967, a revolving door of new owners and poor strategic choices gradually chipped away at the diner's charm. Financial challenges and fierce competition from emerging fast food giants accelerated its decline. Sadly, most Big Boy locations shuttered their doors for good, leaving only a handful of nostalgic survivors, mainly scattered across Southern California. Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor. Not many restaurants announce your dessert with sirens, drums, and a cheering crowd, but Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor was never just any restaurant. Founded in 1963 by Bob Farrell and Ken McCarthy in Portland, Oregon, Farrell's quickly captured America's heart and sweet tooth with its over-the-top ice cream creations and festive atmosphere. Every visit felt like stepping into a lively carnival from the 1890s, complete with antique decor, player pianos tinkling merrily, and smiling staff decked out in vibrant costumes straight from another era. The star attraction, known famously as the Zoo, was a gigantic sundae paraded through the restaurant with thrilling fanfare, much to the delight of kids and adults alike. By 1975, Farrell's popularity soared, expanding to over 120 locations nationwide. Yet after Marriott took control in 1972, the magic slowly melted away, unable to withstand shifting tastes and fierce competition. Though a nostalgic revival briefly sparked interest in the 2000s, the final chapter ended quietly in Brea, California, in 2019, closing the book on a beloved American tradition of unforgettable celebrations, laughter, and dessert served with unmatched excitement. Geno's Hamburgers. Just hearing the words Geno Giant brings me straight back to the taste of Friday night burgers with friends. In 1957, Geno's Hamburgers came to life in Dundalk, Maryland, started by Baltimore Colts legends Geno Marchetti and Alan Amish, alongside friends Joe Campanella and Louis Fisher. Right away, folks fell in love with their juicy signature creations, the massive Geno Giant Burger, loaded with toppings, and their premium sirloin sandwiches. Adding to their irresistible charm, Geno's cleverly partnered with Kentucky Fried Chicken, offering the Colonel's famous crispy chicken right alongside their own mouth-watering burgers. Before long, families and football fans alike crowded the booths of Geno's more than 300 locations scattered throughout the Mid-Atlantic. Yet, as the 1970s rolled into the 1980s, the beloved burger joint began feeling the heat from bigger chains. Growth slowed, profits dwindled, and eventually Marriott Corporation stepped in, transforming most Geno's restaurants into Roy Rogers locations by 1982. Lums. Have you ever tasted a hot dog steamed in beer? If you did, chances are you've got fond memories of Lums, the quirky Miami Beach eatery founded by brothers Stewart and Clifford Perlman back in 1956. Originally just a tiny hot dog stand, Lums quickly captured America's heart and appetite, with its flavorful beer-steamed hot dogs a delicious twist nobody else had thought of yet. By the early 1970s, Lums was everywhere, opening over 400 vibrant locations from coast to coast, even reaching Puerto Rico and Europe. They were so successful, the Perlmans even bought the iconic Caesars Palace in Las Vegas in 1969. Soon after, in 1971, they sold Lums to entrepreneur John Y. Brown, who tried shaking things up by introducing the Ollie Burger, a legendary recipe from Miami's famous Ollie Gleichenhaus. Unfortunately, the magic didn't last. After the Swiss company Wienerwald took ownership in 1978, financial troubles began simmering. By 1982, Lums filed for bankruptcy, marking the start of its slow disappearance. The final restaurant quietly shut its doors in Bellevue, Nebraska, in 2017, bringing an end to a beloved chapter in casual dining. Henry's Hamburgers. Henry's Hamburgers once sold cheeseburgers for just 15 cents. Yes, really, and customers thought that was pretty swell. Born in Chicago in 1954 from the same folks behind Bresler's Ice Cream, Henry's quickly charmed hungry Americans nationwide. With the iconic brown bag special, you'd get a juicy double cheeseburger, perfectly crisp golden fries, and an icy soda, all neatly packed in a brown paper bag, convenience and deliciousness wrapped together. By the early 60s, Henry's became a familiar sight, boasting over 200 bustling locations coast to coast, tempting customers with catchy slogans like, "Aren't you hungry for a Henry's?" Families and teens flocked there, drawn by affordable meals and irresistibly creamy milkshakes. Yet just when it seemed Henry's couldn't lose, the fast food battlefield intensified. Giants like McDonald's flexed their muscles, and Henry's simply couldn't keep pace. Ownership shuffles and corporate mergers within Bresler's only added to the confusion, closing doors faster than they could open them. Today, just a single Henry's remains in Benton Harbor, Michigan, holding strong by leaning into nostalgia and adapting its menu to local cravings. Tell me, if you could bring back just one of these iconic restaurants today, which would it be and why? Minnie Pearl's chicken. They say Minnie Pearl's chicken was finger-licking good when they remembered to cook it right, that is. Named after the beloved country comedian Minnie Pearl, whose real name was Sarah Ophelia Colley Cannon, this quirky chicken chain hit the scene back in 1966. Launched by two ambitious attorneys from Nashville, Tennessee, Minnie Pearl's Chicken hoped to ride the wave of America's growing fried chicken craze, boldly competing with Colonel Sanders himself. From its cheerful logo featuring Minnie's iconic straw hat, to the down-home Southern hospitality, folks quickly lined up to give it a try. Within just a few short years, over 100 franchises sprang up across the country. But here's the funny thing: success didn't exactly follow. Unfortunately, quality wasn't Minnie Pearl's strong suit. Sometimes the chicken arrived crispy and delicious, while other times it seemed they'd forgotten the fryer altogether. Behind the scenes, things got even messier with accusations of inflated revenues and shady stock manipulation. By 1973, facing dwindling customer trust and mounting financial scandals, Minnie Pearl's Chicken crumbled faster than overcooked biscuits, quietly closing most locations. Bill Knapp's. Getting older had at least one tasty perk, especially if you celebrated your birthday at Bill Knapp's. Established back in 1948 by Clinton B. Knapp in the cozy town of Battle Creek, Michigan, this beloved restaurant quickly won folks over with home-style cooking that tasted just like Sunday dinners at Grandma's house. Families came from miles around for crispy golden fried chicken, savory ham croquettes, hearty bowls of bean soup, and slices of chocolate cake so decadent they'd practically melt in your mouth. But what truly set Bill Knapp's apart was their famous discount diners enjoyed savings, equal to their age on birthdays and anniversaries, delighting grandpas everywhere. At its height, Bill Knapp's warmly welcomed guests in over 60 locations throughout Michigan, Ohio, Florida, Illinois, and Indiana. Unfortunately, as loyal customers grew older, younger generations chose trendier spots, leaving Bill Knapp's struggling in the 90s. An unsuccessful attempt to modernize in 1998, coupled with a damaging listeria outbreak, further tarnished their beloved reputation. By 2002, the financial burdens became overwhelming, forcing Bill Knapp's into Chapter 11 bankruptcy and the quiet closure of every remaining location. Wags. Who knew Walgreens could flip pancakes as skillfully as prescriptions? Back in 1975, Walgreens took an unexpected leap into the diner scene, launching Wags, a cozy family restaurant serving comfort food favorites like juicy burgers and hearty breakfasts around the clock. Modeled after iconic eateries like Denny's and Big Boy, Wags quickly captured the hearts of night owls, hungry families, and folks craving affordable late-night bites. With neon signs glowing cheerfully through the night, Wags became a beloved destination in Chicago and Florida, offering warm booths, endless coffee, and friendly smiles even at 2 a.m. Yet despite the initial buzz, Walgreens decided to step away, selling all 91 thriving locations to Marriott in 1988. Sadly, Marriott struggled to find the right recipe, leading to confusion, poor management, and dwindling enthusiasm from once loyal customers. Gradually, the familiar glow faded, replaced by new Chinese restaurants or empty buildings. By 1991, the doors had quietly closed for good. Royal Castle. Believe it or not, Florida once had its very own castle, no moats or knights, just mouth-watering little burgers and ice-cold birch beer. Royal Castle, founded in 1938 by William Singer in sunny Miami, quickly became the South's answer to the North's White Castle, capturing hearts with tiny square burgers topped generously with minced onions and tangy pickles. Alongside those craveable mini burgers, Royal Castle delighted customers with freshly squeezed orange juice and hearty breakfasts that kept diners coming back morning after morning. By the booming 1960s, Royal Castle's neon signs lit up streets across Florida, Georgia, Ohio, and Louisiana, proudly operating over 175 bustling locations. Yet, good times didn't last forever. When fast food giants like McDonald's and Burger King stormed the market in the 1970s, Royal Castle struggled to keep pace. Things took another turn in 1969 when Performance Systems took ownership, only to face money troubles and declining standards shortly afterward. Quality faltered, loyal customers drifted away, and by 1975, the once thriving chain quietly closed its doors. Brown Derby. Can you imagine a time when Hollywood's elite ate their salads inside a restaurant shaped exactly like a giant hat? Founded in 1926 by Wilson Misner, Herbert K. Somborn, and legendary movie producer Jack Warner, the Brown Derby quickly became the hottest ticket in Los Angeles dining. Standing boldly on Wilshire Boulevard, this whimsical hat-shaped eatery was the ultimate symbol of glamour, attracting silver screen icons like Clark Gable and Judy Garland, who dined beneath cartoonish caricatures of themselves. Beyond its quirky design, the Derby served unforgettable dishes including the now famous Cobb salad, tossed tableside by co-founder Robert H. Cobb himself. Yet, as America's taste shifted toward casual dining in the 1970s, the restaurant's polished, upscale image became harder to sustain. Rising costs and dwindling customers meant tough times, and gradually the Derby's glamorous glow faded. By 1980, the original Wilshire location closed and the rest soon followed. Pup and Taco. What if I told you there was once a place bold enough to serve hot dogs and tacos under the same roof and somehow make it work? Pup and Taco burst onto the California dining scene in 1956, dreamed up by Russell Wendell as a humble drive-in in sunny Pasadena. Before long, its quirky menu of crispy tacos, juicy burgers, flavorful pastrami sandwiches, and perfectly grilled hot dogs made it an instant local hit. Families cruised into parking spots, laughing over sweet, icy slushes and sipping on refreshing cups of RC Cola beneath neon lights that painted the night sky. At its height, Pup and Taco proudly operated over 100 locations across Southern California and even a few beloved spots in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But success can attract powerful rivals, and by the 1980s, booming property prices combined with fierce competition from giants like McDonald's and Taco Bell spelled trouble. Seeing opportunity, Taco Bell swiftly stepped in, purchasing 99 prime Pup and Taco spots in 1984, gradually erasing the brand from the fast food map. By the 1980s, the chain had quietly disappeared, overtaken by newer trends. Harvest House Cafeteria. Before food courts overflowed with plastic trays and self-serve soda machines, there was a place where lunch felt more like Sunday dinner than a quick stop. Harvest House Cafeteria was a quiet cornerstone of the food court in its earliest days. Born from the Woolworth Five and Dime empire, Harvest House began serving ice cream and hot meals long before malls boomed. By the 1960s, they found their way into shopping centers, offering weary shoppers a place to rest from browsing shelves with hearty sit-down meals for just over $1. That's right. A full, warm, and filling dinner for less than a cup of coffee today. Some locations were surprisingly luxurious for a mall cafeteria. Imagine burgundy carpets, faux leather seats, brick walls, and windows looking out onto the bustling corridor. There was a comforting feel there, a slower pace that seemed out of place amidst the increasing rush of the retail industry around it. By the 1990s, as Woolworth stores began to disappear, Harvest House followed suit. But their legacy lives on in every modern mall food court, which tries in its own way to combine convenience with something more personal. These mall restaurants may have disappeared, but their flavors and memories live on. They were an integral part of the mall experience, bursting with flavors and memories we still crave today. The power of nostalgia is undeniable. If this video brought you back to beautiful memories, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next exciting trip down memory lane. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.